Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Emmanuelle Seigner is a French actress, singer, and former fashion model, known for her captivating screen presence, distinctive voice, and enigmatic personal style. Born on June 22, 1966, in Paris, France, she hails from a distinguished artistic family. Her grandfather was the renowned actor Louis Seigner, a member of the Comédie-Française, and her sister, Mathilde Seigner, is also a well-known actress. Acting career Seigner began modeling in her teens, gaining attention for her elegant, unconventional beauty. Her transition to film came in the 1980s, quickly establishing her as a compelling performer. One of her early breakout roles was in Jean-Luc Godard's Detective, 1985. However, international recognition followed with her performance in Frantic, 1988, directed by Roman Polanski, whom she married the same year. In Frantic, she starred opposite Harrison Ford, showcasing a blend of mystery and sensuality that became a hallmark of her screen roles. She continued to work with Polanski in a series of films that deepened her reputation, including Bitter Moon, 1992, a controversial erotic drama exploring obsession and desire; The Ninth Gate, 1999, a supernatural thriller alongside Johnny Depp; Venus in Fur, 2013, a dynamic two-hander that earned critical acclaim and highlighted her theatrical intensity. Outside of her collaborations with Polanski, Seigner appeared in numerous French and international films, including François Ozon's The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, 2007, and Emmanuel Bercot's My King, 2015. Music career. In addition to acting, Seigner is a talented singer. She is the lead vocalist of the rock band Ultra Orange and Emmanuelle, which released a self-titled album in 2007. Her sultry, haunting voice lends a distinctive edge to the band's moody, atmospheric sound. She also released solo music, such as the album Distant Lover in 2014, embracing a smoky, lounge-infused style that complements her cinematic persona. Personal life and legacy. Seigner's marriage to Roman Polanski has been a source of media attention, given his controversial legal history. Despite public scrutiny, Seigner has remained a loyal and vocal supporter of her husband. Throughout her career, she has balanced fame with an air of mystery, never becoming overexposed in the media. Her allure stems not only from her beauty and talent but from her quiet defiance of industry norms and refusal to conform to expectations. Whether on screen or on stage, Seigner exudes a cool, gothic elegance, at once fragile and commanding. Notable traits: multilingual, fluent in French and English. Style icon, known for her understated, rock-chic fashion sensibility. Cult favorite, a muse to many auteurs and fans of arthouse and psychological cinema. Emmanuelle Seigner remains an icon of French cinema, enigmatic, edgy, and unapologetically herself. Early life and background. Born into a theatrical dynasty, Emmanuelle Seigner grew up immersed in the arts. Her grandfather Louis Seigner was a respected actor and founding member of the Comédie-Française, while her father was a photographer and her mother a journalist. This creative environment shaped her sensibility early on. Educated at a Catholic school in Paris, she was drawn more to rebellion and art than conformity, themes that would define her career. She began modeling at 14 and quickly rose to prominence in Europe, working with elite fashion houses and photographers, including Helmut Newton. Her expressive features and cool poise made her a favorite in haute couture, yet she viewed modeling as a gateway to more creative expression. Clapperboard. Film career. More than a muse. Though often described as Roman Polanski's muse, Seigner has proven herself as a singular force in cinema. Her performances are often marked by emotional complexity, sensuality, and quiet intensity. She's particularly adept at roles that explore psychological tension, sexual dynamics, and feminine mystery. Key films and performances. Frantic, 1988, her American breakthrough. As Michelle, a Parisian drifter caught up in a dangerous web, she added charisma and grit opposite Harrison Ford. Bitter Moon, 1992, possibly her most iconic role, she plays Mimi, a provocative and damaged woman in a sadomasochistic relationship. The film divided critics but gained cult status. The Ninth Gate, 1999, as a supernatural femme fatale, she channels something eerie and ethereal, reinforcing her affinity for the gothic and occult. Venus in Fur, 2013, based on the play by David Ives. Seigner's turn as Vanda earned widespread praise. She seamlessly switches between seductive actress and domineering intellectual, holding the screen with just one other actor, Matthew Amalric. An Officer and a Spy, 2019, a historical drama surrounding the Dreyfus Affair. Though Polanski directed, Seigner's performance was restrained, dignified, and politically layered. Her acting style is often minimalist, she conveys more through silence, posture, or gaze than dialogue, making her performances hypnotic. Mic music. Between rock and noir, Seigner's music leans toward smoky, late-night atmospheres, somewhere between Serge Gainsbourg and PJ Harvey. With Ultra Orange and Emmanuelle, she embraced a psychedelic rock sound, merging moody guitar riffs with her husky, whispery vocals. Solo albums. Dingue, 2010, Distant Lover, 2014, features covers of Lou Reed and others, evoking vintage glam and chanson nori. Music is her private escape from cinema, less structured, more personal. Heartbreak controversies and public image. Married to Roman Polanski since 1989, Seigner has faced public backlash for defending her husband, particularly as his legal issues, stemming from his 1977 rape charge, have continued to resurface. She has openly criticized what she perceives as media hypocrisy and trial by public opinion, particularly during the rise of #MeToo in France. In 2018, she notably refused to join the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, stating she would not betray her husband. Her loyalty has drawn both admiration and criticism, complicating her image. To some, she is a devoted partner. To others, she's seen as complicit. Nonetheless, Seigner has remained unapologetically herself, guarded, proud, and fiercely independent. Black heart style and persona. Seigner embodies what many describe as the Parisienne underground glamour, elegant, but never overly polished. With her tousled blonde hair, eyeliner-heavy gaze, and rock and roll attire, she represents a modern French femme fatale, part rebel, part aristocrat, part mystic. Her inspirations include Marianne Faithfull, Brigitte Bardot, Catherine Deneuve, whom she resembles vocally and visually, trophy awards and recognition. While she has not aggressively pursued awards, Seigner's work has received critical acclaim. César Award nominations for Venus in Fur, Place Vendôme, and La Vie en Rose. European Film Award nomination for Venus in Fur. Jury roles at major film festivals, including Locarno and Marrakesh. She remains a respected figure in European cinema, admired for her artistic integrity and refusal to conform to Hollywood expectations. DNA legacy and influence. Seigner represents a rare breed of actress who is both cult and classic. She has never been driven by stardom, but by a desire to explore what lies beneath the surface of characters, particularly women who are mysterious, broken, or defiant. Her legacy may be defined by dualities: light and dark, muse and artist, public and private, wife and woman. As both an actress and a musician, she continues to evolve, a symbol of nonconformist femininity, Parisian allure, and artistic courage. Certainly, let's continue the deep dive into Emmanuelle Seigner, exploring her complete filmography highlights, key themes in her work, her position in French culture, and her relationship with fame and privacy. We'll also touch on how critics, fans, and the press interpret her career and persona. Movie Camera Extended Filmography Highlights, Selected Works. Below is a chronological list of key films in which Seigner delivered notable or defining performances. Year film title role director notes 1985 Detective Princess Jean-Luc Godard experimental crime drama by Godard. Early role 1988 Frantic Michelle Roman Polanski her international breakout. Opposite Harrison Ford. 1992 Bitter Moon Mimi Roman Polanski erotic psychological drama, cult classic. 1997 The Apartment Muriel Giles Mamoni complex romantic thriller with Vincent Cassel. 1999 The Ninth Gate, The Mysterious Woman Roman Polanski occult noir thriller with Johnny Depp. 2002 La Vie en Rose Momon Olivier Dayan supporting role in the Edith Piaf biopic. 2007 The Diving Bell and the Butterfly Celine Julian Schnabel acclaimed true story. BAFTA and Oscar nominated. 2010 In the House Esther François Ozon subtle psychological drama about storytelling. 2013 Venus in Fur Vanda Jourdain Roman Polanski Tour de Force, adapted from David Ives's play. 2019 An Officer and a Spy Pauline Monnier Roman Polanski historical political thriller about the Dreyfus Affair. 2022 Tout c'est bien passé herself, cameo, François Ozon bit part. Indicates lasting connections in French cinema. Face mask key themes in her work across her filmography. Several recurring themes and character types emerge. 1. Femme fatale, mysterious women from Bitter Moon to The Ninth Gate. Seigner often plays women who defy convention, enigmatic, sexual, powerful, and psychologically complex. 2. Duality and transformation in Venus in Fur. She morphs between a desperate actress and a goddess of domination, showcasing her mastery of ambiguity and shifting power dynamics. 3. Desire, control, and the body. Many of her roles deal with eroticism, aging, seduction, and emotional control, often subverting the male gaze or questioning societal taboos. 4. Melancholy and disillusionment even in her quieter roles, e.g., The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Seigner conveys emotional weight with restraint, perfect for narratives centered on memory, loss, or alienation. France's status in French culture. Though not as omnipresent in the public eye as actresses like Marion Cotillard or Juliette Binoche, Seigner holds a unique cultural position. Respected within the French cinema elite, especially among directors seeking layered, magnetic female characters. A symbol of artistic nonconformity, often refusing commercial roles or publicity circuits, choosing projects based on their artistic edge. Popular among auteur filmmakers, especially those working in psychological, erotic, or philosophical genres. Controversial, due largely to her personal stance on Roman Polanski, which has affected her broader public acceptance in some circles. Despite this, she is admired for standing by her principles, even at professional cost. Music career. In more detail, while her music hasn't reached the same international acclaim as her acting, it reinforces the same aesthetic signature, noir, seductive, and intimate. Albums. Ultra Orange and Emmanuelle, 2007, hypnotic, guitar-driven rock. Dingue, 2010, soft, psychedelic pop with French lyrics. Distant Lover, 2014, English language covers, moody and sensual. Diabolique, 2019, with Lepe, a band featuring the Brian Jonestown Massacre's Anton Newcombe and the Les Mignonnas. A psychedelic, garage rock triumph, both nostalgic and fresh. She frequently collaborates with cult musicians and blends cinematic vibes into her music videos, blurring the line between visual and sonic art. Lock relationship with fame and privacy. Emmanuelle Seigner is not a celebrity in the traditional sense. She rarely appears on talk shows, rarely gives interviews, and fiercely protects her private life. Her attitude toward fame is complex. Disdain for celebrity culture. She's said in interviews that fame holds no appeal to her, art does. Protective of her family. She has 2 children with Polanski and maintains a guarded stance regarding public exposure. Occasionally outspoken, especially in defense of Polanski or regarding what she sees as cultural double standards. This low-profile approach has enhanced her mystique, contributing to her cult status rather than mainstream overexposure. Brain-critical reception critics often praise her for her magnetic screen presence. A modern Gothic sensuality reminiscent of classic icons like Marlene Dietrich or Monica Vitti. The ability to command attention even in silence or in supporting roles. Consistency in taking risks, both thematically and stylistically. However, critics have also noted that her range is sometimes underutilized, especially outside Polanski-directed films. Observed that controversy has overshadowed her musical and cinematic accomplishments in recent years. Speech balloon notable quotes: Je ne veux pas être une star. Je veux juste faire de l'art. I don't want to be a star. I just want to make art. Being the wife of someone famous doesn't define me. My work does. I'm not political. I'm personal. People confuse the two all the time. Pushpin conclusion. Why she matters. Emmanuelle Seigner is more than a muse, more than a celebrity spouse, and far more than a fashion icon. She is a true European artist, navigating cinema, music, and public life with grace, intelligence, and a defiant sense of self. She may never be universally embraced, but she isn't trying to be. Her legacy will likely be remembered as that of an artist of contradiction, delicate but dangerous, reserved but powerful, traditional yet rebellious. Artistic influences and philosophy. Though often described as instinctive rather than technical, Emmanuelle Seigner is deeply informed by a long lineage of artistic, musical, and cinematic traditions. Face mask influences in acting. Monica Vitti, for her blend of aloof elegance and emotional depth. Brigitte Bardot, though Seigner is darker and more mysterious. She shares Bardot's resistance to the trappings of fame and her sexual autonomy on screen. Catherine Deneuve, both project cool control, intelligence, and refined sensuality. Maria Schneider, another French actress often associated with controversial, sexually transgressive roles. Headphone musical inspiration. The Velvet Underground and Lou Reed, echoes of minimalism. Detached eroticism and downtown melancholy. Nico, vocally and aesthetically, Seigner is often compared to Nico, icy, otherworldly, tragic. Serge Gainsbourg, for his mix of poetry, eroticism, and rebellion. Patti Smith, a symbol of feminine resistance and androgynous rock culture that Seigner admires. Handshake collaborations outside Roman Polanski. Although most widely associated with her husband's work, Emmanuelle Seigner has worked with a wide array of critically respected directors. Often French or international auteurs known for complex female characters. Notable collaborations. François Ozon, Seigner appears in The House and Tout s'est bien passé. Embracing his signature mix of surrealism and psychological tension. Julian Schnabel, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly gave her a grounded, emotionally resonant role. Olivier Dahan, her role in La Vie en Rose offered a change of pace, warm, maternal, yet still dignified. Giles Mamoni, The Apartment, 1997, predates Wicker Park and established her as a subtle manipulator of romantic drama. She has also worked with Matthew Amalric, who starred opposite her in Venus in Fur. Asia Argento, with whom she shares a countercultural spirit, though not a direct collaboration. Woman with headscarf position in feminism and gender politics. Seigner's feminism is non-academic, instinctive, and sometimes controversial. She is an outspoken woman, but her refusal to condemn Polanski in public has distanced her from many feminist circles. Her brand of feminism includes emotional autonomy. She chooses not to be defined by society's demands or ideologies. Sexual agency. Her roles often explore female desire and domination from a woman's point of view. A refusal to play victim or icon. She frequently portrays morally ambiguous women who take power on their own terms. That said, some critics argue she represents a generation of women in the arts who separate the personal from the political, a stance increasingly challenged by.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.